Welcome to Best Effing Update. I'm your host, Holland March. Let's dive right into last week's results. Death by Kyle edges out Jamal About That Bass, 132 to 126. Melvin Gordon with an incredible performance this week. Owner Jimmy Burke sets the league record for most points scored by a losing team. A tough pill to swallow. Poochie's with a solid win over Rick Moranis, 94 to 64. Owner Jonathan Dimmel has now won 3 in a row, while owner David Troyer finds himself treading milk in a bowl of giant Cheerios. Sir Juke beats Werewolves on Wheels this week, 121 to 101. Owner Luke Mosley with an impressive victory, especially considering he had 3 starters combine for 1 point this week. To the remaining starters, way to pick up the slack. KC Renegades places a "Kick Me" sign on the back of No Prior Knowledge, and owner Spencer Ford is still trying to figure out why he will need medical attention for a, quote, butt contusion, as he is thumped 141 to 77. A moment of silence for our next score. Automatic Dads with his first win of the season over I Can Change This Later Right, 86 to 84. Owner Brandon Owens decided to call my personal cell phone last night and leave the following message. Congratulations, Mr. Owens. However, our vast staff will be looking into how my private information was acquired. Chief Honeybears moves into first place this week with a win over It's a Hard Gronk Life, 84 to 54. Owner Greg Lee has been the lowest scoring team 2 weeks in a row, and now finds himself in next to last place. Time to play the blame game. World's biggest Kirk Cousins fan stomps the Cotter Otters 100 to 68. Aaron Rodgers getting back on track this week for owner Jeremy Quarles, while owner Scott Glass decides to start his favorite middle school teacher, Clive Walford. Speaking of Scott, let's get him on the line. Scott, you're on Best Effing Update with Holland March. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good. Holland, wow, it's crazy. You have almost the same phone number as my cousin Jonathan.
That's fascinating.
What a coincidence.
Well, let's dive right into it, shall we?
Sure.
Well, you're coming off a tough loss. How do you bounce back this week against Werewolves on Wheels?
Well, Holland, I'm not really feeling very great about pretty much the rest of the season. Unfortunately, Eddie Lacy is put on injured reserve, so unfortunately, I have no running backs.
That is very difficult to overcome. I can see your concern. Now, Nelson Aguilar, Will Compton, Mike Gillisley, and Clive Walford. Some may think I've just named the sales department for Sunflower Dodge and Olathe, but in reality, I've just named 4 of your roster starters. What's going on there?
Well, you see, Holland, I tried this technique that my sister, who was also in the league, Catherine Glass, uses, which is called Namaste. And I got to tell you, there is nothing Namaste for me with Namaste.
Speaking of owner Catherine Glass, she's your sister, you say. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, and we're cousins with Jonathan Dimmel. I believe you know him.
Interesting. He's a lovely fellow. Well, would you be willing to share?
We kind of had trouble.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, we're just worried about him. We never ever see the guy. He ran away to Nashville, and gosh, after that stint with the laxatives, he got really into gas relief, and we're just wondering if he's doing okay.
Well, we'll have to check in with him, won't we?
Well, I think it'd be a great interview.
As do I. Well, now speaking of Catherine Glass, would you be willing to share a story that our viewers may enjoy?
Sure, okay. Well, Catherine is my older sister by 3 years. And some would say, even though she is namaste, she's a bit bossy. So when she was younger, she liked to... Are you familiar with the American Girl doll?
I am.
Well, she was very into their stories and very, very much into the dolls. As a matter of fact, her bedroom kind of looked like a creepy museum full of them. And so she would actually go down the street and put on plays with these girls. Their last name was McCowan, and I can't believe it. She would force me to wear old-timey clothing and act like an old man. It was terrible.
Well, the struggles we face as young boys.
Yes, Holland, the struggle is real.
Well, now, aren't those American Girl dolls you speak of, aren't those like $100 a piece?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we sold them at a garage sale for like $25 a pop.
Money well spent. Well, let's see here. Now, the Cotter Otters.
Well, as you know, my name is Scott, and kind of goes with otter. But you see, Holland, otters are actually quite ferocious animals, directly linked to the wolverine and the honey badger. And we all know from the videos, honey badger don't give a shit.
Wow. A lot of thought, effort, and really wisdom put into that name, I can see. So you were one of 2 owners to use NFL.com's auto draft system. What was your strategy there?
It was the namaste system. Don't get too worked up about it. But clearly, it hasn't worked because I definitely have what I would like to call a donkey of a team.
Well, I know that we are all pulling for you this week. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Thanks for joining us, and best of luck.
Thank you, Holland.
Okay, let's look at our top players of the week. Sir Jukes Andrew Luck is our top quarterback this week with 370 total yards and 3 touchdowns. Death by Kyle's Melvin Gordon, our top running back, with 121 total yards and 3 touchdowns. Free agent Devontae Adams, our top receiver, with 132 total yards and 2 touchdowns. For the second week in a row, Werewolves on Wheels' Rob Gronkowski, our top tight end, with 93 yards and a touchdown. Free agent New York Giants defense number 1 this week with 3 sacks, 4 interceptions, and a touchdown. KC Renegades Landon Collins is our top defensive player with 8 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. Free agent Sebastian Janikowski, our top kicker, with 4 field goals and 3 extra points. Our top owner this week is John Grieca, owner of KC Renegades, scoring 141.88 points. Sources close to John say his wife was out of town over the weekend. Whether this played a role in his success is yet to be determined. Okay, let's take a glance at our current league standings. And that's it for Best Effing Update. Hope you join us next week.
Holland March.